Hello friends. Today I sit here in front of you naked and very afraid. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Leanna and I just had a birthday. November the 5th I turned 56 beautiful years old, and my son asked me what I wanted for my birthday. Now if you've watched any of my videos, you know at the end of each video I give my son a beauty tip. So I said, well, I have been giving you all of these beauty tips, so how about you pick out some makeup from me and send it to me and we'll see how you do. So he went on Amazon and bought me some makeup, and I have it. I have 2 packages. I have not opened these packages. I'm afraid what could possibly be in these packages, but he might have done a great job. We're gonna find out. Let's rip these bad boys open and see what we got. Alright, here we go. First thing I see, I'm guessing this is an eye palette. This is a 40 color spotlight makeup palette, and I believe that I saw somebody else mention this. You Can Be. Am I saying that right? You Can Be. Love the packaging. I bet he picked this based off the packaging because he knows that his hippie mama would love it. Of course, I'm a neutral girl, and this is probably lots and lots of color. Oh yeah. Lots and lots of color. Oh my gosh. Lots of scary colors. Whew, that is very pretty actually. That is really nice. I like that. There is a whole set of brushes here. Are they in focus? Everything's shiny. And they're purple, which is my favorite color. I'm guessing this is a foundation brush. They don't have any numbers or anything on them. Very cute little brushes though. Some of the brushes are dual-ended. This one has a little sponge on the end of it. They feel a little stiff. Oh, and the glue doesn't stick too well. I'm not going to open all the rest of those up. There's a lot of brushes there. We got another palette. This is the Ultimate Gravity Interstellar Prism Makeup. And I can tell you already by looking at the theme of what's in this bag that my son knows me well. Interstellar. Oh, Christopher. This is You Can Be as well. That's a pretty palette too. Got a nice array of colors in it. Some mattes, some shimmers. Thank you, Christopher. Has another card in it. This palette has a mirror. Cool Fruit Feast. 64 colors. Very interesting packaging system here. Oh my goodness. Christopher, what you doing, dude? What? What am I supposed to do with this? Dude. That's red. Although I like this. That's kind of an orangey color. That's pretty. Alright, what else we got? Oh. And we got blue. Ooh-wee! Look at this. Can you see me with that? I have to put that on. What else we got? And then we've got... Look at that purple. The camera just stopped focusing on me. There we go. Ooh. Those are pretty. Are you focused? Focus. 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 There we go. Very, very pretty colors. Lots of colors. Fruit Feast. And the last thing in the bag foundation. It looks like they might have actually picked a good color though. And it's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation for normal to oily skin. Y'all might have done a good job. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna see what happens. Ooh, this looks interesting. Another set of brushes. These. These are professional Star Wars fan brushes. Look, Yoda. Oh, that's awesome. They're heavy. Like, they're heavy. They actually feel pretty good too. Yoda. I'm guessing this is just a Star Wars gun. Stop focusing on me. Thank you. Oh, that just tickles me. I'm guessing that's a starship. They actually feel pretty good. Look at how cute. Aren't you cute? You almost look like a little pumpkin. But you're cute. This would make a good highlighter brush. That is super cute, Christopher. I can't get over that they're metal. Aren't they cute? So I have brushes to try on my colorful palettes. One more item here, and this is Lamora Exposed Nudes. Finally, a nude palette. Lots of eyeshadow. Now I have to decide which one to put on for you, Chris. Be your own kind of beautiful. I love that. And those are pretty. Those colors are really pretty. Alright, so we're going to put on this foundation. Now I've already prepped my skin with some moisturizer. I use the the lighting. I'm trying some new lighting. They're very bright. Do I look too bright? Am I washed out? I feel like I'm washed out. I need to get a diffuser. I'm sure that y'all don't care, but... So this is the CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotion. The PM because, I mean, it's 10 o'clock at night and we're putting on makeup because, you know, we can do whatever we want to do. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Normal to Oily. And let's see, this is Natural Beige. 220. 220. Just kind of pull that back so I don't get makeup all over me. There's no pump. That's alright. I have tried to use foundation, and because my skin is mature, it intimidates me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, I think that's way too much. I'm gonna use this brush that came with that first set of brushes. I'm going to put it on with the brush and then I'll use the Beauty Blender after that. Yep. Looks like it's going to be a good color. Because my skin is mature, I feel like I can't do well with foundation because of all the fine lines and wrinkles. But I just need to work my way through it. This brush is really stiff for this. I believe though that that is a pretty good color match. Too bright. So I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender, pounce that into the skin. Christopher, I believe you did a good job, son, with the foundation. I'm going to throw that brush in the trash, though. I'm impressed. Christopher. Did you do this or did your sister? Which one of you picked out the foundation? Make sure you get it up on your ears. Get it down around your neck. Kind of get up in your hairline too. It's not looking too shabby there, son. What do y'all think? Seems to have evened out the tone of my skin. I can still see my skin through the foundation. Doesn't feel heavy, feels pretty lightweight. Now, a lot of people will put their eye makeup on before they put on their foundation and the rest of their face powders. I like to put my face on first and do my eye makeup last. So I'm going to put some bronzer on to warm up my skin. And I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. The skin, make sure you get that up into your hairline, because you don't want to have a white line. And then I put it on my cheeks. I also like to put some on my nose. And then I put it right here to kind of contour my neck and to bring my neck and my face together. Now I'm going to use some blush. I'm going to use the Milani. This is the Bronze Burst. Love this blush. Very pigmented. It doesn't take a lot, as you can see. And now when I put my blush on, I put it up high because my face kind of droops. So if I do that and put it on the apples of my cheeks like they tell you to, then when you relax your face, you've got blush way down here. You don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You do what you want to do. So I put my blush up high and I kind of take it up on my temples. And now I'm going to add my highlighter. I'm going to use the Peppermint Frost palette from Jeffree Star. Love this palette. I'm going to use the center highlight. It's called Igloo Gold. So pretty. Just going to highlight the top of my cheeks. Kind of go up on my temple a little bit. Look at how pretty that is. And I like to highlight the tip of my nose and kind of down my nose. And really buff it in. So pretty. Sometimes when I'm feeling frisky, I'll put a little bit here over top of my brows. Kind of give a little natural glow. So now I'm going to put some eye primer on. Your eye primer is very important. It helps your eyeshadows last longer. When I use my eye primer, my shadow lasts all day. When I go to take my makeup off at night, I put my makeup on between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. And if I'm taking my makeup off at 8, 9 o'clock at night, it is still there. The eye primer is very important. I'm using the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. When I first got this, I really liked it. Now I'm not so crazy about it. It seems to be a little drying on my eyes. The skin on my eyes is a little crepey, so I think I need something that's a little bit more moisturizing, but I paid $22 for this, and so I'm determined to use it up. And then I'm going to get a different primer. So just put this on all over the lid. It gives you a nice base to work with. It takes out any discoloration that you might have on the lid. so that you have a nice even surface to work with, and it helps your pigments and your eyeshadow to stand out better. Alright, which one of these palettes am I going to start with? I think I'm going to go into this Spotlight palette and take this shade right here, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. I'm going to put this all over my lid. That will help to set the eye primer. Your eye primer is kind of sticky, which is good because that helps to hold your eyeshadow in place, but I like to put a light powder over it to set it so that when I'm applying any color, it doesn't grab and I end up with patchy eyeshadow all over my lid. Since I always shy away from colors, I think I'm going to stay in the Spotlight palette, get over my fear, throw some color on my eyes. So I'm going to start with a transition shade. I'm going into this color right here using that same brush. And I'm going to apply that right in the crease area. This brush is nice and soft. It's a little hard to hold on to because of the cute little ship there. I guess maybe I just need to learn how to hold it. Okay, that's better. I'm just going to slowly build that color up there in the crease. The thing that I've learned about applying eyeshadow is all about the blending. You just need to build your colors up. Less is more, because once you've put a lot of color there, it's hard to tone it back. So you want to build your colors up, but it's all about the blending. I find sometimes I get a little too heavy-handed. And you know, when you have mature eyes, when you're putting that on, the brush will really move the skin around. You know, there's nothing wrong with holding your eye to help make it easier to apply your makeup. I'm not tugging. Don't tug at it. You just want to put your finger there and hold it in place. It kind of keeps the skin a little taut so that you can apply your shadow a little easier. I'm going to try a lot of colors out of this palette. Next, I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's just a little bit darker, so I'm starting with the lightest color, and I'm just going to increase the depth by going into darker colors. Again, ooh, that's pink. Going right into that crease area. These colors are going on really nice, and they're blending very well. Not having any problems blending, and I don't see any patchiness with it either. So we'll do the same on the other side. The other thing you have to think about when you're putting makeup on mature eyes is try not to drag so much of your shadows down, because then you're drawing your eye down. You want to make sure that you're lifting your eyes up. And as I get to the darker tones, I will show you how I try to lift my eye up. So now I'm going to go a little bit darker. I'm going to go into this brown. Whoops, right there. Using that same brush right into that crease, and I'm gonna tap it into the crease first and then blend. And then I'm going to take that color and put it right in the outer V of my lid, building it up. I want to build up the depth of that outer V. And now this is where I'm going to start taking that color up. See how it's coming up here? I want to lift that eye up. Now I'm going to wipe some of that color off so that I can just blend the color that's on my eye. I'm just going to blend those together. You don't want any harsh lines. Just softly blend. See how that lifts the eye. You don't want to drag the eye down. My eyes are already drooping. I want to lift the eyes up. Alright, so going into this other side now, this eye wiggles a little bit more than the other one, so I'm going to hold it. You'll hear a lot of people say that there are rules when it comes to makeup, and there may be some rules when it comes to some aspects of makeup, but you do what you need to do to get your makeup on in a way that looks good for you. When I watch a lot of other people put their makeup on, especially younger women, you know, and they're just so effortlessly doing the windshield wiper and the little circles and all of that. That's hard to do when you have mature eyes. So if you need to stipple or whatever it is that you need to do to get your makeup on in a way, that's not making any damn sense. So we're just going to make sure that we blend this out really good. So now I'm going to use a smaller brush, and now we're going to get into the color. So I'm going to go into this green. I'm going to try this just on my brush. This is a shimmer shade, and sometimes you have to wet your brush to get it to go on your eyes right, but we're going to see what happens. Yep, that's not going on very well with that brush. This brush is a little stiff. I'm going to put it on with my finger. That works too. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm going to put that right in the inner corner. Look how pretty that is. Can you see that? I'm using my ring finger because I've noticed when I use my ring finger, and when I put this on, I'm going to use my ring finger because I notice that I can apply it easier with my ring finger than I can with my pointing finger. It's natural for you to want to attempt to do that with your pointing finger, but it applies much better when you use your ring finger. For me, anyway. That really is a very pretty color. You did good, Chris. And now I think I'm going to take some of this kind of orangey shimmer and put that in the center. That's more like a copper, and I am going to use my pointy finger for that. Just going to put that right there in the center. And I'm going to blend that into that green. This color doesn't seem to be as pigmented as the others. It's very pretty though, but it's very soft. And now I'm going to go back into that dark brown with this small brush and blend out those edges because I don't want any harsh lines. I want a smooth transition on my lid between the colors. I'm also going to take this small brush and work on my under eye, my bottom lid. I'm going to start with that transition color, and I'm going to run that all the way under my eye. And now I'm gonna use this flat brush. I'm gonna get a little bit of that really dark brown, and I'm gonna go about halfway, and I'm gonna smoke that out a little bit. I'm also gonna take that and pull it up because I want to keep my eye lifted. I don't want to drag it down. I always find this eye is harder to do because I have to reach across. And now I'm going to take a little bit of that green and put it right here on the inner third of my eye. So I'm going to go into my ColourPop Going Coconuts palette, and I'm going to pick up this palm reader, and I'm going to get a smaller brush. I'm going to use my Morphe N213. It's a very small brush so that I can get right in that inner corner with my highlight. The inside of my eyes, right in there, in that inner corner, right in here, is very dark. So I like to put highlight in there to brighten that area up. I probably should use some kind of color corrector. It really does make a big difference when you highlight that inner area. Alright, so going back to my upper lid, what do I want to do? I'm going to pick up that first color, this light color right here, on that big fluffy brush. Then I'm going back up here, and I'm just going to take that and make sure that I have this blended really well, because I don't want any harsh lines. I'm not getting any fallout with this palette at all. Not that fallout bothers me, it really doesn't. I know fallout bothers a lot of people, but it doesn't bother me at all. I'm just going to smooth out with my finger this outer edge to make sure that, again, there are no harsh lines. Blending, blending, blending is very important. Make sure everything is very well blended. Okay. And now I'm going to be very bold. And I'm going to go into this reddish maroon color with the big fluffy brush. Just a little bit. And I'm going to put that right over top of this brown. See how pretty that is? And now I'm going to take this little small brush and I'm going into the black, and I'm going to run that right along my lash line on the outer part of my eye, just to deepen that up and give it a little bit more definition. That will help to make my lashes look longer. Again, on this eye, I have to hold it a little bit because it's wiggly. I'll go back into my ColourPop on that same Morphe brush, the little small one, taking that palm reader color that I put on my inner eye, and I'm going to highlight right under my brow. Just a little bit to lighten that area up a little bit. Now I'm going to put on my mascara, going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex. Putting mascara on when you have mature eyes, especially when you have very hooded eyes, is very interesting. It's almost like acrobatics. Y'all watch this. I have to hold up my eye. Let me turn my mirror up so I'm looking down so that I don't get mascara on the part of my lid that is sagging down. Especially when I do the first coat. Now when I put the second coat on, I won't have to do that. I just have to do it with the first coat. I always have trouble with this left eye. And you always have to make the funny faces. And pick your nose. And now I'm going to do my brows. Now I just colored my brows. I did a video on that. I don't know whether that video will be uploaded before this one or not. But I'm going in with my e.l.f. brow pencil. And this is in the color taupe, I believe. Just going to fill them in. Now sometimes when you're filling in your brows, it can look a little crazy. And you think, oh no, I have put too much on. But when you brush them out, it really does even out that color. This is the sexy part of putting on the makeup, doing the brows. They sure aren't even. Then just take your spoolie and just brush that through. It just evens that right out. Then I'm going to take my Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt clear gel, and I'm going to put that in my brows to hold them in place, make them look nice and fluffy, because fluffy brows are in. It's not the 1980s anymore. They sure don't look even. Or is it the camera? Is it the way I'm holding my head? I don't know what's going on. Look at the gray. Girl. Here's one thing that I've learned that has made a huge difference in how my makeup looks after I apply it. But before I tell y'all what that is, I see right here, I don't know if you can see it, but I got a little bit of mascara. And here's a nifty little trick. If you get mascara, just wait for it to dry and just get the spoolie out. I got some on this side too. And the spoolie will take it right off. Because my face is more mature and I have fine lines. I know y'all are tired of hearing me say I got fine lines and wrinkles everywhere. And a hair. When I am done putting my makeup on, my setting spray, and I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last Matte. I take my setting spray and spray it all over my face, but I take my beauty blender on the clean side. There's the side where I put the foundation on, but I'm going to spray a little bit of this on the clean side of my beauty blender. Okay, I'm going to pat that on my hand because I don't want it to be super wet. Now I'm going to spray this on my face. And I'm going to take my beauty blender with that finishing, the setting spray on it, and I'm going to tap it over my skin very lightly because I don't want to lift the makeup, but I want to press that into my skin. It really sets it and puts a nice smooth finish on your makeup. But not only that, if you see how my eye looks, now when you put powder on your skin, when you have crepey skin and wrinkles, the powder really accentuates the crepiness. So I'm going to take my setting spray and I'm going to put it on my eyeshadow, and you'll see what a difference it makes. I'm just going to press it on there. Do you see what a difference that makes? It doesn't look so dry. It makes a huge difference. I don't know if the camera is picking that up, but it makes a huge difference. And now I'm going to take my e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder, and I'm going to put that all over my face because sometimes the setting spray makes my face feel a little sticky. Plus this helps to set your makeup as well. And then it probably seems a little redundant, but again, I just put powder on my face. And if you have the little fine hairs here on the side of your face, it will really show that powder. So I'm just going to take my sponge and lightly go back over that powder just to melt that all back into the skin. Just very lightly, because you don't want to lift up your makeup. For those of you that have a piercing, I have this H2 Ocean. It is a piercing aftercare spray. Now, in September, it has been a year since I got my nose pierced. No, it's not midlife crisis. I always thought that, you know, midlife people, you hear people talk about a midlife crisis. I don't believe there's any such thing as a midlife crisis. When you reach a certain age, you just don't care anymore. You're like, I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care whether y'all like it or not. So, not a midlife crisis piercing. Anyway, this is what I use to help heal my piercing. But now I use it to keep my piercing clean. So when you're putting foundation and powders and all of that stuff on your face, obviously it's going to get on your piercing. This is a spray. So I spray it into this little bottle because I can't spray this on my nose on top of my makeup hair. So I put it in this little bottle, and then I just take a Q-tip and get a little bit on the Q-tip, and then I just take that and clean. I don't rub it on my nose, I'm just rubbing it on my piercing, my nose ring, just to clean the makeup off of it so that my piercing, so that my nose ring is shiny again and not dull from the makeup. Now the only thing I need is a lip. Right now my favorite lip combo is the Milani Shoop lip liner and lipstick. I absolutely love it, love it, love it. And then, of course, you have to do that to make sure you don't get it on your teeth, because I always end up with lipstick all over my dang teeth. And then to make it a little bit shiny, I'm going to use the Essence Shine, Shine, Shine lip gloss. And I'm just going to pat it on because I don't want the color all over the wand. I love this lip combo. It's so, so pretty, and it feels really good on your lips. So I'm very impressed with the foundation. Normally I use a powder foundation because I was a little intimidated using a liquid foundation. But this looks pretty good on my skin. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments what you think about the foundation. Should I keep using it or go back to my powder? So Christopher, you did a great job. How does Mama look? Let me know. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me today and watching me put on makeup that my son bought me for my birthday. I turned 56 years old this year. And I'm very proud to say that I'm a 56-year-old mature woman. I'd like to remind all of you that we are all beautiful at any age. Make sure that you're good to yourself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos when I upload them. And now it's time for my son's makeup tip. Christopher, make sure that your mascara is as black as your soul. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.